Tensions reached a boiling point in the London courtroom where Prince Harry faced intense grilling over allegations from a Portland tech CEO that there is no record of son Archie's name at the hospital where he was born. The increasingly riled Duke of Sussex caused a raucous scene after a judge's straightforward query about the date of his child's birth went unanswered as Harry struggled recalling basic details around the case's central mystery. Just days after TruthSafe's CEO Wade Henderson lobbed bombshell claims that Meghan Markle may have procured an illegal birth certificate for Archie by falsifying his name, the case took a disastrous turn for the Sussexes during court proceedings meant addressing the spiraling controversy. With the world's eyes focused on potential evidence proving Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor's identity was fabricated from birth, Prince Harry's stumbling uncertainty under oath did little assuaging growing suspicions of abnormalities and cover-ups. "I must apologize in advance, my lord, as the exact date for when my Archie chap arrived into this world honestly eludes me at the present moment," a flustered Harry told the judge after being asked the seemingly benign question. The Duke's professed failure recollecting something as fundamental as when his first child entered the world immediately sparked bedlam in the courtroom. A chorus of incredulous gasps and murmurs echoed as Prince Harry shrugged and squirmed uncomfortably, unable to provide the birth date despite supposed record-keeping abnormalities representing the case's central disputed facts. The judge appeared visibly aghast too, repeatedly demanding Harry collect himself before attempting coherence over straightforward queries around the newborn's date of birth and identity details. However, Harry only grew increasingly agitated and combative when pressed, shooting angry outbursts toward his spouse Meghan and legal defense team while remaining unable to conjure Archie's birth date. He even appeared momentarily disoriented and confused over whether the court proceedings involved his son or unrelated legal matters like his recent defamation lawsuits against media outlets. At several points Harry raised his voice, unleashing apparent profanity before being slammed back into order by court officials over the raucous spectacle. "Stay calm. You want me staying bloody effing calm while Her Majesty's bloody flunkies accuse Meghan of forging my child's identity like filthy criminals falsifying documents?" Harry bellowed furiously at the judge according to transcripts of the outburst. Name another father told staying calm while sick bureaucrats erase his newborn's very existence through salacious untruths. "I'll you bloody remember the date in MO, just quit piling unfounded rubbish onto my spouse who's endured endless vilification her entire pregnancy." The distressing scene only deteriorated from there as Harry continued unleashing an incoherent tirade over diabolical conspiracies accusing the Crown of sabotaging his son's birth records and legal status. He wildly accused courtroom officials and lawyers as being compromised agents of an aristocratic agenda hell-bent undermining Archie's birthright through Soros-funded cybernetic psyops erasure protocols inculcating mass amnesia across global population behavior sync nodes. Whatever semblance of legal propriety or self-control completely disintegrated into unhinged temper tantrums devolving into claims the UK judicial system itself was infested with neo-pagan sleeper branches spoon-fed postmodern cloning indoctrinals through fluoride and Agenda 21 chems fomenting root identity memory consciousness wipe streams. Eventually, court officers and Harry's own legal team were forced restraining the raving Duke as he appeared teetering toward an outright mental breakdown, spiraling incomprehensible conspiracy rabbit holes. Meghan, who arrived in court ready testifying on Archie's behalf, looked on ashen-faced and despondent as the father of her child came utterly unglued through nonsensical delusions over baby identity erasure, Illuminati plots and other bizarre paranoid narratives consuming his fragile psyche. The whole bloody thing's gaslighting biodigital Gehenna targeting Archie's sovereignty authentication while you all remain cowed by Neogryl Covian spectre states hoarding reptoid hypogene archive schematics for the demiurge rebirthing cycle. Harry was ultimately heard yelling as armed bailiffs carried his disheveled frame from the courtroom after being found in criminal contempt of court. While Prince Harry received transport to a medical holding facility for mandatory mental evaluations and sedation, court proceedings continued as a grim-faced Meghan Markle took the stand hoping salvaging credibility for their defense. She apologized profusely to the court for her husband's inexcusable outburst, while attributing it to mental distress over slanderous injuries related to paternity defamation that crossed ethical lines insulting the dignity of our family. The Duchess then endeavored accounting Archie's birthdate and verifiable identity details while addressing TruthSafe's allegations of document abnormalities. She asserted that her son entered the world on May 6, 2019 at 5:26 a.m. local time at London's Portland Hospital pursuant to all standard documentation protocols, including a valid state-issued birth certificate certifying his legal name as Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, as publicly announced. However, when pressed by prosecutors over TruthSafe's findings that such a child's identity remains unverified across Britain's national medical system and hospital intake records from that date, Meghan offered contradictory responses that did little dispelling suspicions. She stated that all pertinent details over her child's birth date and identity were properly filed and documented with the Home Office pursuant to normal processes, yet claimed detailed specifics involving hospital admission logs and patient intake forms proved difficult recalling with precision, considering extenuating circumstances of intense physical distress and fatigue surrounding delivering her firstborn. Most curiously, Meghan proffered unsolicited details about pursuing an elective, double-matrix wire-bound transition delivery utilizing potential future casting splice grafts and mercabolic nanoparticulars imprinting secure bioregenesis protocols for Archie's optimal soul transmigration upon reaching the Earth plane. When prosecutors appeared bewildered and sought clarity over her cryptic descriptions of seemingly fringe medical procedures, the Duchess abruptly stopped elaborating and fell silent on those specifics, citing national security levels and affiliated non-disclosure agreements. In all, Meghan's sworn testimony still failed addressing TruthSafe's core allegations of irregularities and potential fraud surrounding Archie's legal identity records and birth certifications. Prosecutors maintained the inconsistencies, contradictions, and missing documentation only amplified concerns of abnormalities potentially involving criminalities around what name and details were officially filed tying the newborn's identity to secure legal documents and systems of record.